Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks so much for listening again this week, and thank you to Jesse Ali for our theme music and Nick Jaramillo for our artwork. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, please give us a rating or review on iTunes or wherever you're listening to this. Also, check out our link tree for the opportunity to send us a destination. We'd love to hear from you, and we would love to get wherever you would like to send us. We hope you're enjoying Season 10, and we hope that you continue to enjoy it. Have fun, everybody.
Hello, Swifties. Congratulations. You've reached the #1 Taylor Swift fan podcast in the world, Drunkard's Walk, wherein we go from one Wikipedia page to another, and it really has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. So if you saw the Taylor Swift name in the title of this episode, you are about to be disappointed. But I can't disappoint you by myself. I have to do it with my good friend, Matt Hartman. Matt, say hi to all the Swifties.
Hi, everyone. Boy, I'm so excited to disappoint them with you. I'm glad I could add to their disappointment by having two of us on here that really... look, I'm not going to say I'm not a Taylor Swift fan because I do like Taylor Swift, but I would not feel right calling myself a Swiftie because I just don't have the knowledge base. I don't have the depth that those Swifties do that actually my wife and daughter have. So if you all want to hear a Swiftie talk, go and listen to the last episode before this where my daughter gave us the suggestion of Taylor Swift, because then you can actually hear a 7-year-old talk about Taylor Swift.
And while you may feel maybe hoodwinked, maybe tricked into downloading our podcast, stick around because it may not be Taylor Swift, but it's two middle-aged guys going through Wikipedia and being sarcastic at each other, which, from my limited knowledge of Taylor's career, is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it's got to be very close, at least. Yeah. I mean, there's got to be some sort of Venn diagram overlap happening between the two.
Probably just her wife and daughter, I would imagine.
I mean, it's also the fact that, Taylor's everywhere, right? So, she's going to have... some sort of, she's got to be all throughout Wikipedia, let's face it. In fact, Jethro, I don't know if you listened to any of our classic episodes that we were running during our hiatus here. We actually went to Taylor Swift previously in one of our longest episodes ever.
Where we were trying to
get to Postmodern Jukebox.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
All right. I did not know that.
Yeah, I thought you might have forgotten that, but we indeed did go to her page, and in fact, even went to one of her songs, "Bad Blood." So so we had quite a bit of Taylor Swift stuff. So if you want to hear that, folks, you can join our Patreon and listen to season 2 of Drunkard's Walk, because that's those classic episodes are no longer available at this point.
They're in the vault, baby.
Yeah, that's right. So but hey, it is great. We do walk through Wikipedia. It is this Drunkard's Walk, this random walk, as we kind of call it, because we're getting there through these links, and we don't really know how we're going to get those places, because also we don't really know where we're going to go until our episode starts, because we get guests to come in, and traditionally, Jethro, we've had all kinds of folks on. Now we've had people on from other podcasts. We've had relatives on. We've had friends of ours from all different parts of our lives. I've had friends from all the way back from like elementary school have been on here, college. We've met people through improv and brought them on, right?
Yeah. So many different, you know what we've never had on?
What's up?
A total stranger who neither of us knew.
Yeah.
Like it's always been, the game's been a little rigged because we've always known the people.
Right. Yeah. Or at least, I guess technically we didn't know some of the podcast people before they came on, but we'd listened to them. So it
felt like we knew them.
Yeah. Like we knew something about them. Right. Well, folks, we always have our link tree out there, and our link tree always has our form for you to go on and give us a topic suggestion for a destination. And we, over our hiatus here, actually, we're very fortunate. We actually got a bunch of responses to our form. And tonight or today or whenever you're listening to this, we have our very first respondent to the form coming on to give us a topic suggestion. It is Rithwik. Rithwik, Thank you for joining us, man. How's it going?
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah,
We're more than excited. We're fascinated that anyone has found our podcast. I don't want to undersell the titanic success of our podcast, but the fact that a civilian stranger has happened upon it is fascinating to me. For the same reason that anytime anybody comes to one of my improv shows, I'm always like, I always expect 0 tickets to sell. So how did you find us?
Okay, that's a great question. So I've been obsessed with podcasts forever. I would consider myself young, at least compared to both of you.
How old are you?
Thanks.
Let's just get that out of the way.
I'm 20. I'm 20.
Okay, yeah. So you are quite young compared to us.
Yeah. So,
but thank you for putting that compared to you in there, because it's a little dig. I get it. It's fine. No, I'm not self-conscious about it, but it's true. It's true.
You look really good for your age. So
keep digging, Rithwik.
It's all that face cream.
So I'm a big podcast listener. I'm always looking for new podcasts, and on Reddit there is the subreddit called r/podcasts, and in one post, which was the best of 2023 podcast mega thread, one of the commenters had listed a bunch of podcasts, and there were a bunch of things that I wasn't into, like true crime. It's super popular. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But then one of them was Drunkard's Walk, and let me read the description that they gave for your podcast.
Okay.
Quote, a guest gives them a Wikipedia article. They have to reach via links within the text of the article, starting from wherever they left off last time. That's accurate. Since these are wildly disparate, quite specific topics, a lot of creativity and clever planning is needed to figure out a route to the next thing. Now, the reason why this stuck with me was because I love Wikipedia. Since I was a little kid, I would be on Wikipedia all the time. Parents and teachers would be like, that's not reliable. And I would just be like, it has all of the answers, right? Yeah. And then I played this game called the Wikipedia game with my friends, which is literally the same thing as this podcast, except you can use locations and all these other little cheat codes, more or less. And so I was like, this is podcast, it's Wikipedia. Why am I not listening to this? I started listening to it.
Fantastic.
Here I am.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now we have to track down who posted on Reddit about our podcast, because we probably don't have them either.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool that you found it that way, and I'm glad you've been listening, and I hopefully you've been enjoying it. How much have you heard? Did you just listen to last season, or did you go back to the beginning? How much have you heard of us?
So I started with 2 seasons ago. Then I listened to last season, and then over this hiatus where we have been in a drought of no drunkard's walk, drinkless walk, drought.
Walkless, drinkless.
Yeah, fair enough. I listened to the first 3 seasons as well.
Wow,
awesome.
Man,
cool.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
There's some sort of accolade for that.
Let's point out, technically, you've listened to seasons 3, 4, and 5, because seasons 1 and 2 aren't available. So really, there's a whole bunch, and that's if you listen to any of the classic stuff that was running between season 9 and 10, you can hear a little bit of the it changed. It really evolved. It made some differences there. So, well, that's great. Well, thank you for listening, because we do this because we enjoy it, but also because we like to think that people will enjoy it, and so to know that at least one person is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, that's cool. So when you're not listening to our podcast, what are you doing? What are you up to? You're a student? You're international dual thief? What do you do?
No, I'm a student. But when I'm listening to your podcast, I'm walking somewhere or I'm at the gym. I only listen to podcasts. I phased out music a while ago. So it's either I'm out walking from class to somewhere, or going out shopping for stuff, or I'm at the gym. Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
So what are you studying currently?
So I'm studying computational biology, which is like very nerd sounding. And I go to school at UCLA, which is in Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a fine school. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, sure, yes. There's some super smart people that go there, but not 1,000 or anything. Well, that's very cool, and that's an awesome major. I don't know. I was a science teacher for 10 years. I have not actually heard of computational biology. Well, how does that differ from, say, just biology or
Regular old
molecular
biology
biology or anything
or
like that?
regular computation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's for indecisive people who can't decide if they want to do biology or or computer science. So it blends the two.
Oh,
A lot of data science, a lot of like public health, like data analysis,
Okay.
like like think kind of 23andMe, I guess.
okay,
Um,
okay.
a little bit of that, a little bit of like disease and like drug making, drug design. Yeah.
Wow,
Very cool.
awesome. That's
That's
very cool. So
fantastic.
so that means, so let's see, you say you're 20. So when are you graduating?
I graduate in 2 years.
2 years. So you're currently sophomore?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
Graduating in 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. So you got to finish up high school during like the pandemic and all that stuff. That must have been just awesome. Was
I I don't know. Like it was awesome from like an academic perspective because I can wake up and my school is like right there.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but well, when I say right there, it means like I just open a computer
Right.
and log into Zoom. But from a social standpoint, it was really tough.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started listening to podcasts because then I was like, oh look, I have all these friends
Yeah.
who don't acknowledge me, but I can like eavesdrop on their conversations.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's when we started making a podcast,
Yeah.
because we were like, well, we can't be hanging out and doing shows. Let's go online and record together instead. Well, that
Very
is so
cool.
cool. I mean, I feel like we could ask you thousands more questions and get all kinds of data for our advertising in the future. But Jethro, we should probably find out where he's sending us, right?
We should in fact. Where are
Yeah.
we headed off today?
You are headed off, not a cruise per se, but a boat. You're headed to the MV Sharpie. Um,
Okay.
the MV Sharpie is part of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society's fleet, and it
Oh,
was
okay.
donated by medtech entrepreneur Chris Sharp.
Okay.
Okay.
MedTech entrepreneur Chris Sharp. And have you verified that this has a Wikipedia page?
Yes, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the ship too, and it looks cool.
So
Awesome.
what's special about this other than it was donated by a MedTech executive?
So I think what's cool about this is that it's one of the ships that is currently in service for the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. And if you are not familiar with that group, um, basically the United Nations and all of these international organizations have made all these regulations against illegal fishing activity in our oceans,
Mhm.
um, whether it be like, overfishing or fishing certain kinds of fish that are protected. The thing is that these regulations have no teeth, they have no enforcement.
Mhm.
And so vigilante groups go and chase these ships down with their own ships, sometimes ramming into them to disable them, and then calling the UN and being like, hey, which country should we take them to prosecute them? And
Mhm.
the MV Sharpie is one of these ships. Um, it has been involved in a couple of fights in the South Antarctic or the Southern Sea, and also it was fired upon while patrolling in the Gulf of California, and it has um, been hit by Molotov cocktails as well while it's on
Oh,
patrol.
Okay.
this is the same organization that is in the movie The Cove, right? Aren't the don't they get some play in that movie? Or have you not seen The Cove? Am
I have
I
not seen that
okay?
movie.
Spoilers. I think the Sea Shepherd organization is in that movie, and if it's not, it's in a different movie that I've seen that's about ocean conservation. But it is a fascinating organization, and there's in fact whatever movie I'm thinking of, there's a particular guy who's like he looks like the Gordon's fisherman, like he's just a big dude with like this white beard, and he's just very imposing. Um, but yeah, I think that's right. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But
That's very cool. So how did this get on your radar? What brought it to your attention?
So I know it's shocking, but it was a podcast that I was listening to, and they brought it up. And the first thing I do after listening to like some or learning something that's super interesting is I go look it up on Wikipedia.
Mm,
And the Sea Shepherd uh, Conservation Society, they have a pretty extensive Wikipedia page because they have a lot of public relations stuff.
Mhm.
For example, with the Irwin family, the drummers of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I believe, is one of their ambassadors as well. So I looked at that and then I was like, huh, what's something niche within this Wikipedia page that I could find that I could try to suggest to Drunkard's Walk because I know they have a link tree. Um,
Nice.
and so that's kind of how that connected there.
Very
yeah.
cool.
Nice,
That's
nice,
awesome.
and good use of the word niche as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I love it when you can bring that into the podcast because it's
we
one
love
of
a
our
good
faves.
niche.
Well, this is great. This is a fantastic topic. It is not at all related to Taylor Swift. Oh, well, I'm actually probably it is because, as I say, Taylor's everywhere. So I'm sure that it's somehow related to her. But this is going to be great. This is going to be a really interesting thing to try to find and to learn a
Absolutely.
little bit more about.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
thank you so
good.
much, Rithwik.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy listening. And if you want to give us more topic suggestions in the future, please feel free to do that. And that goes for all of you listening as well. You could be right where Withrick is right now if you were to give us a topic suggestion. So
That's right. You could be studying computational biology at UCLA.
at UCLA, that's right. This is all it takes. All you got to do is give us a suggestion. Well, thank you very
It's a back
much.
door, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, and take care. Hopefully, we'll see you again someday.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
All right. Taylor Swift to the
That's it.
NV Sharpie.
Now, Jethro, I specifically did not ask him if he was having a drink because he is underage,
He's underage.
but he's in
Although-
college, and I didn't want to get him in trouble in case he was.
Yeah.
I don't think that he was. There was no indication that. So, just to be clear, there is no indication that was happening.
Wow.
But I'm going to ask you if you are drinking tonight as we wander along here.
I have to tell you, at the risk of disappointing you, yet another week where I'm having a water.
You're not going to disappoint me, man. You drink whatever you want to drink.
I know, but I feel like I'm letting you down.
No,
what are you having? What are you?
By no means. Listen, Jethro, never feel like by not drinking you're letting me down. Okay, because that is never the case, ever.
I'm letting me down. How about that?
That's fine. I'll just have 2 tonight, and that'll fix it.
There we go.
No, I am drinking. I'm drinking one of the little bottles that my wife
Love the
gave
tiny
to me,
bottles.
and this is McAfee's Benchmark Old Number 8 brand. So there you go. That's what this is, and it's from looks like Frankfort, Kentucky, is where they make this bad boy. And let me give it a little sipperoo here and see how it tastes. I haven't tried it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. That has a well, my ice has melted a little bit in it, so I'm sure it's watered it down a touch, but it is a similar taste to like a Jack Daniels ish.
Okay.
So yeah, it's very tasty though. I like it. I like it quite a bit. I may have to try to find a larger bottle of this because that's actually a taste that I really enjoy. All right, so there you go. So we got the drinks, we got the suggestion. All we need now is a guess as to how many links we think it's going to take. And for those that did not listen last week, all of you Swifties tuning in for the first time, Jethro and I make predictions about how many links it will take us to get from this page to the other, from Taylor Swift this time to MV Sharpie. And whoever guesses the closest, and that's not the closest without going over, just the closest, wins the episode, and the person with the most wins at the end of the season. I believe we said this season was going to be a bottle of bourbon again, Jethro, maybe, or maybe not. If you're going to be drinking water, maybe a bottle of water. I don't know.
Oh no,
whatever you
a
prefer.
bottle of bourbon would be a much better.
All right, well, whatever you prefer, man. But yeah, that's where we are. And last week we tied. I think the actual was 5, and you guessed 6, and I guessed 4, so we were both within 1. And so this week, if one of us wins, if it's not a tie again, we will get credit for both episodes. So there's a little bit little bit of double or nothing on the line here, as they say.
I love it.
All right, well, let's do it then, man. Let's go. We are starting on one of probably the longest Wikipedia pages that exists, Taylor Swift. It is a super long page.
It sure is. She's apparently quite well known.
She is quite well known, and for those
I had not
of you,
heard of her prior to last week's episode.
Is that right? Well, we did go to her in season 2, so I don't think
I
you're
didn't
telling the
listen.
truth.
I was asleep on that day.
But we talked. You and I had conversations.
That was a replicant.
Oh, well, I didn't even notice. Did you do a little origami? Never mind. Anyway, this is Taylor Allison Swift, for those of you that are unfamiliar with her middle name. Born on, of course, December 13th, 1989. 13 being her lucky number, 1989 being one of her albums. And she's a pop star, pop superstar probably. But as we learned last week, started and achieved prominence as a country pop singer.
There you go.
If you remember us, we kind of went through country pop, I think, in order to get here. But now we're trying to get to an organization that deals with ocean conservation. So I'm wondering if she, I believe, does a lot of like philanthropy, and I'm sure has some sort of, I don't know, dealing with conservation and things like that, right? So there's probably something there that we're going to be able to find.
There is a philanthropy section under wealth.
Oh, there we
that
go.
I have been perusing.
Okay.
For looking for something along those lines. There's also a social activism section under the cultural status, which is right above the wealth section.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm thinking of like, how do we get like sort of like extreme environmentalists, like Greenpeace and whatnot. Those folks all seem to be the type of folks who have boats and run them into whaling ships and things of that nature.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there are a lot of other people linked on this page as well, and I'm wondering if there's perhaps somebody who is like very well known for that type of activism or anything like that. Who, I mean, right now off the top of my head, I can't even think to name somebody, but I feel like there's some stars out there that are very well known as activists.
Well, Rithwik actually mentioned in that the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society was associated with the drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, that's right.
So if we could get to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, there's a slim chance that we might be able to get to where we need to go.
There is a possibility of that. I agree with you. So there's definitely links in here to a lot of different musical groups and performers. There's also links to things like MTV. There's links to things like the Grammys and American Music Awards and all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm sure if we went through one of those things, we could get to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I just wonder if the Red Hot Chili Peppers are linked on this page already.
Possible.
Possible?
I don't know if there's been any crossover.
I don't either, but there's so many people named here already that I'm like, I that's what makes me wonder. Like initially I would never have guessed that, right? But now with the number of different people names that I'm seeing on here, I'm thinking like, well, maybe there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. I haven't seen it yet though. And the Red Hot Chili Peppers are they actually from like the Bay Area, from like San Francisco? Or is that just a song that they sing?
The city I live in, the City of Angels.
Oh, the City of Angels. That's not what. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. They sing in Los Angeles.
What I got to give it to your mama. What I got to give it to your papa.
Oh.
What I got to put it in you.
Oh,
I could go on.
Please don't. Please stop. Actually, if you recall, when we went through this page back in season 2, you gave us your rendition of "Bad Blood." I was wondering if you could bring that back again.
Oh, well, I mean, it's the one that goes, "I used to be bad blood." That's
it. It's exactly how you sang it last time. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I have not updated my knowledge of that song since our last recording.
Since 2020, which is when we recorded that, almost 4 years ago.
All right.
Okay. Let's see here. I see Queen of Bridges is linked on here. That's not helpful in any way.
I'm looking for like a singer who's like got strong, um, like environmentalist credentials. Like I see
Hmm.
Peter Gabriel here. Would that take us anywhere
Uh,
other than Salisbury Hill?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, fine. That's fair
Um,
enough. Fair enough.
I mean, maybe, maybe,
Fair
maybe,
enough.
maybe, maybe, maybe,
Fair
maybe.
enough. But maybe not.
Uh,
Maybe not.
Greta Gerwig is on here.
There you go.
I feel like she is definitely socially conscious. I don't know about environmentally conscious.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
That's
looking to
the tricky thing
see.
about going through another celebrity is that unless
Right.
they're super strong with unless we could get to Fisher Stevens, who did the voiceover for The Cove.
Oh, well, and again, I might be wrong about that. Like, I know I've seen a documentary where the Sea Shepherd Conservation Group is in there, but I'm worried that it wasn't the Cove. Like, I'm
But
not.
even if it's not the Cove does have that, protect the
Yeah,
sea creatures angle to it,
yeah,
so
that's
it
true.
would certainly get us closer.
No, that's true. You're absolutely right about that. And I wonder, Fisher Stevens. The only thing I can think of that involves him is Short Circuit.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we would see a link to that on here.
So he was also in Succession.
Oh, is
Uh,
that right? Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, he was in that.
Okay.
Also, wasn't he married to or dating Michelle Pfeiffer for a while?
I do have a vague recollection of him dating somebody famous. But if you say it's Michelle Pfeiffer, I believe you.
I no, it, I well, now you're making me doubt myself.
Oh, I don't. I just don't. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying I don't know who it
Yeah,
was. I remember that it was somebody, but I don't know. I don't remember who
yeah.
by any means.
Yeah.
I do see a link. There are links on here to in the philanthropy section to some tragedies, unfortunately. One of which is a hurricane. There's also Louisiana flood relief. So there are some aquatic related things, I guess, is what I'm getting at here.
Mhm.
I don't know that that's what we would want to go through. Um, I see Global Citizen, the Global Poverty Project. Probably isn't too connected. Looking to see. Oh, I'm already at the C also. Oh gosh, so half of this is just is just references. That's
All
interesting.
right then.
I didn't realize that so much of the page would be. Wow, a lot of footnotes, which makes sense. I mean, it's a long article, so we'd have a lot of footnotes. Do we have anybody down there in your favorite purple section that we like?
I haven't even looked.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I haven't
I'm
even
looking
looked.
to see.
Let's. Good
Uh,
lordy, there
I s-
is.
yeah.
So there is there's categories listed there. You don't like categories,
I
so.
don't love categories, but what I do see are Billboard year-end #1 albums and Billboard year-end top artists. So I'm looking to
Ooh, that could
see.
get us to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Is that what you're thinking?
That's what I was hoping, but I don't see it yet. I'm trying to go through here. Red Hot Chili Peppers were what
I want to
year
say
could they have possibly had a
late
top
80s,
album?
early 90s, maybe.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing it.
Ace of Base is on here.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah. Garth Brooks. We've got the Bodyguard soundtrack. Spice Girls. Hootie and the Blowfish. So that's we got fish. It could be a thing. I see
Lady Gaga.
TLC. Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Alanis Morissette. Yeah. So no, I don't see Red Hot Chili Peppers on here, which is a shame. I'll be honest. But not. I mean,
It's not a tragedy.
yeah. We'll find another path here. Taylor Swift songs, all of her songs are on here, as are there's legacy, family, films, controversies, things related to Taylor Swift are on here as well. These are all in the yellow section. I don't even know what this yellow category. Oh, those are categories. Okay.
You don't like the categories, though.
No, I'm not a huge fan. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. I just clicked on awards for Taylor Swift and opened that bad boy up. And my goodness, we've got Grammy Award for Album of the Year, Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Album. We've got all kinds of Grammy Awards in here as well.
There you go.
If we
American Music Award for Artist of the Year. Are the Red Hot Chili Peppers in that?
I
No, they
I
are
don't
not.
know. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are a very popular band. I don't know that they were ever like a
Like
band
a
that won a lot of awards. I do you know? I don't know.
Well, they won my heart. My God, Taylor Swift won in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2022.
Yeah.
She won the They should cancel that award because she's already won it too many times.
It's just that's it. She's done. Best song written for visual media. Did the Red Hot Chili Peppers do anything for visual media? I
It's
know that
impossible to know.
one of them was in Back to the Future Part 2.
There you go.
Flea was in that. Does that help
Oh
us out?
yeah, Flea's got some chops.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wonder if you get to Back to the Future Part 2, you're there. I mean, but again, that just gets us to Red Hot Chili Peppers, which, by the way, let's be clear, may not even have the link out of there, right? Like, just because that drummer is associated with this group does not mean that it is linked on that page.
Oh no, but like the drummer would be there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So if we
That's
got
what I
from
was
the, we
thinking.
get
Yeah,
we click
I
on the
did. I
drummer's
definitely
page and then
didn't
we
think.
get yeah. Okay, that's fair. Okay, yeah, I'll go with it. Oh, I found the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Where? Who? What? When? Where? Why?
MTV Europe Music Award for Best Live Act. In
Good.
2002, the Red Hot Chili Peppers won that award.
All right, MTV Europe Music Award for Best Live Act.
That's it.
Okay. Here we go. In 2002. Sure enough, the Red Hot
There it
Chili
is.
Peppers. Are we really doing this?
I mean, I think we are.
All right,
Why wouldn't
Rithwik.
we?
I hope you had your stuff down.
Do
All
you have
right,
a
let's
better
do it.
idea? Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
go. Let's see
Do
what
it.
happens. It's a good
Drummer-
thing you won last year or last season, or else we wouldn't even be able to use that link. So,
There we go. You're welcome.
all right. So we're at
Right.
the Red Hot Chili Peppers and
Drummer
we
Chad
have
Smith.
Chad Smith. So are we sure that Chad? Because there's a bunch of past members listed on here as well.
Yeah, that's a
Are
great.
we sure that Chad Smith, is that the name that he said?
It could have been Jack Irons. He's the founding drummer of the rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers, and is a former member of Pearl Jam and 11.
Okay.
Wow.
So what you're saying is we don't actually know the name of the drummer for sure?
No, he just said the drummer. He didn't say
No.
which one.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we've gotten ourselves into a bad place.
We're in a pickle now.
I didn't know that there were past members. I thought that the Red Hot
Yeah,
Chili
but
Peppers were
this could be a Pete Best Ringo Starr situation in which one of the drummers is really known as the main drummer.
Well, there's another drummer,
No.
Darren Eric Henley, also known as DH Pellegro.
What? That's too many drummers.
He was a drummer at one point. I'm just going over all the past members here, mousing over them to see. A lot of them are guitarists, which is good. Yeah, so those are the only so we've got 3 drummers on this page that it could be. Oh
Okay.
no. Well, okay. Chad Smith has been the drummer since 1988.
Okay, yeah, because in 1988, the drummer was troubled by the death of another band member. His last name was Slovak.
Okay.
And then he went off to Seattle to become a member of Pearl Jam.
Okay. So I feel like probably it's Chad Smith, right? I mean, there's that he's been there the longest, so our odds are the best. Right?
Yeah.
I'm looking real quick just to see if there's anything on this page about like activism or things that these guys do outside of music.
Yeah.
Real quick here, I see style, lyrics, and songwriting, legacy,
Activism.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
So do we have anything on here?
Oh yeah, they had the Tibetan Freedom Concert.
Yeah.
Tibetan Independence. Which, if we were trying to get back to Lhasa Apso, man, that would definitely get us there right
great.
now.
I see environmental issues
Yep.
linked here. Global warming is linked here.
The Dalai Lama.
Yeah. It looks like these are all things that they did like together as a group, like performances that they had.
Yeah.
As far as activism was concerned. So I don't see Oh, wait, there's more drummers down here at the bottom. Jack Irons, Cliff Martinez.
But these are all like pre-fame. So anything before Blood Sugar Sex Magic,
Yeah.
we can forget those because that's not the people
Yeah.
that somebody's talking about when they talk about the drummer for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Okay, so I think it's Chad Smith that we're going to want to go through here.
I love that we are rolling the dice on this.
We
And
really are.
I'm here for it. Let's do it. Chad Smith.
I hope Rithwik was right about this because if not, we're going to be in a weird place. All right, Chad Smith talks about what he does as far as his band is concerned.
Charity work.
Charity work. You see charity work?
I do.
Okay, what's it got?
Oh, it's got some stuff.
Okay.
Got Barack Obama, New York Yankee.
Nice.
Sammy Hagar.
Sure, yeah.
There is a link. Ooh, interestingly enough, there's a link to Adam Sandler.
Why is that interesting?
Well, Adam Sandler did a movie called Happy Gilmore, which I've never seen, but it has a scene with Bob Barker in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's true.
And Bob Barker, famous animal rights activist.
Oh, interesting. That's true. That's
a possibility for us. I don't know.
Yeah, so I have gone all the way through that section as far as personal life is. I went from charity work all the way through personal life, and I don't see anything about the Sea Shepherds.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it sure is.
I do see a section called Will Ferrell Resemblance.
I see that too.
I also see a section called Shark Attack Incident.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
He was apparently attacked by a 3-meter hammerhead shark.
Which is nutso.
That is nutso butso.
I wonder if that's what we're gonna go through because I'll tell you what, there ain't nothing on here about him being a member of the Sea Shepherd conservation group.
Yeah,
unless I'm missing it. Do you see anything that I've missed?
Swing and a miss for us. No, I'm not. It's not jumping out at me.
Yeah.
But I also left out. I didn't go through the music career section. There's a link to Dick Van Dyke on here. Come on, man.
Yeah, I see that.
This guy has had an eclectic career.
Yeah.
John Baptiste. Come on, he's all over.
Huh. Yeah, and at the bottom, there's nothing. None of our little droppy downies are going to do anything for us because they're all
none of the droppy downies. So there's also a link to Morrissey on here. If we want to get into animal rights. If we feel like animal rights is
rights the way to go, I'm not sure about that.
Why aren't you sure about that? Isn't that the whole purpose of the Sea Shepherd conservation folks?
I mean, it's about like illegal fishing stuff that people aren't allowed to do, which is like, yes, it is connected to animal rights. I just don't know if it's. I don't know if it would be called animal rights activist. I don't know if they'd be called animal rights activists, right? They might be. I just don't know. I think they might be just like, sea life conservationists, or like they're trying to preserve the sea land, right? Mm-hmm. The sea land that didn't make any sense.
The sea land. Yes.
They're trying to
the sea land.
They're trying to preserve the oceans, okay, and not just animals, right? So it's a little different. But that being said, this was absolutely the wrong path.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we are in a place that is not going to be very helpful to us.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know. My inclination is to try to start to get away from musicians and famous people.
Well, that we do have Hammerhead Shark.
We do. We have Hammerhead Shark, which I actually kind of like.
Which they live on the sea land, so that's.
Thank you. We also have PBS linked on here, and I don't know that would be a good path to take, but it certainly is going to have stuff about nature and things like that on it. So hammerhead shark brings us is very specific. I feel like PBS gives us a wider possible range of things, but
A wider net, if you will.
yes, precisely for our fishing. But I don't know because hammerhead shark might be good enough. I mean, it gets us into oceans. It gets us into, I'm sure that there's stuff about shark fishing and shark hunting and all sorts of things like that are, it's not appropriate or allowed or whatever.
Matt, at the risk of making too strong of an argument, it is possible that the entire reason that a hammerhead shark attacked Chad Smith on November 12th, 1992 was so that our podcast would have this link to click on.
Yikes.
Right? So
yeah.
I don't think we should spit in God's face by not taking this glorious gift that he has given us.
All right. So you want to go hammerhead shark over scuba diving?
Yes.
Okay, then let's do it. We're going to hammerhead shark, folks.
Hammerhead shark it is.
And
Here we go.
If you're not familiar, it's the one that has the head that looks like a hammer, with the eyes on the sides. It's like it's a crazy looking fish. I'm just gonna say it.
It is. Is it a fish?
Yeah.
Are sharks fish?
Yes.
Are they?
They are.
I don't know. I feel like that's something a fish would say to a shark, to be like, "I'm one of you," and the sharks would be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Yeah.
Kid.
Not gonna believe it.
No.
So they are in the kingdom Animalia, the phylum Chordata, the class Chondrathices, and the Esquimar branchies, and seldom refer sure.
Yeah, thank God Rithwik's not here to hear you butcher these biological terms. He'd have to.
That's true.
Compute you out of existence.
That's absolutely true. I wouldn't blame him a bit. All right. Do we have anything in here about protection? I see a section on protection. What do we feel about this?
Oh, look, see what you can find there, buddy. I do see a link to National Geographic.
I see almost no links under this. There are links to particular sharks and links to particular places, and that's it.
That's disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. All right. Well, what do we see? Do we see anything about? Let's see. I see some things here about in captivity, public aquariums. There's particular aquariums listed on here that I guess you can go see.
So there is a link to overfishing.
Yeah, I see that.
And endangered, although that just gets us to endangered species. So I think overfishing is a candidate that I'd like to throw into the.
Yeah, I want to look at the International Union for Conservation of Nature.
Where's that?
That's just above overfishing. The line above it has endangered, and the line above that in parentheses it says the World Conservation Union's parentheses IUCN.
Okay.
And I feel like that IUCN may be the way to go.
I disagree, and let me tell you why.
Please tell me
just
why. Because that's who you are. Yes.
I mean, that's part of my DNA is that I have to be a contrarian.
Yeah.
But this thing was founded in 1948, and it's the Global Authority on the Status of the Natural World and the ... All right, so clearly, obviously, a conservation-based organization, but they've been around since 1948. We are looking for the kind of in-your-face bad boys. Also, we're looking specifically at the ocean. We are not looking for nature broadly. And overfishing, I feel like, is going to get us into the people who fight back against overfishing, which is the Good Shepherd people. I think we need to stay in the ocean. We're in the ocean now. We need to stay in the ocean and not just go to the more abstract category of nature.
Yeah, I don't know that this organization deals with overfishing as much as they do fishing in areas you're not supposed to fish and fishing like, whaling and things like that.
Wouldn't that be overfishing though? If you're fishing in the wrong place?
No, I'm talking about like fishing in places where there are species that are protected and stuff like that, rather than fishing in a place you're allowed to fish, but doing too much fishing so that species are wiped out. Right. Yeah. Now I could be wrong. Again, I've been wrong before. I'll do it again. I love it. But I mean, look, if you think overfishing is a better thing to go to, then
I do.
The International Union for Conservation of Nature.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
All
I
right.
feel like the International Union for Conservation of Nature is going to be like, and again, I could be wrong, but it sounds like a boring bureaucratic thing where people talk and pass resolutions and nothing actually gets done.
Yeah, maybe.
Whereas the
Maybe.
MV Sharpie is out there on the water, taking it to the man.
All right. Let's go to overfishing and see what happens.
All right, here we are.
I don't feel good about it, but I will give it a try.
I feel great about it.
Do you?
I do.
All right. Well, I see something here called government regulation. And I know he was talking about how the government's the regulations don't really do much. So
We
maybe
don't have
there's
any teeth.
something in there. Fishery scientists are linked. Fishery is linked. The Magnuson-Stevens Fishery Conservation and Management Act is linked.
Mm-hmm. That's sexy.
But I don't see anything in there. There's protected areas, marine protected areas is in there. So that might be where we go out of this.
Yeah.
Because my concern is that the actual organization we're looking for, or the boat that we're actually looking for, I mean, really, that's what we're really looking for.
Yeah.
It's not here, but
not yet.
Let's see. NOAA is on here.
Mm-hmm. He had some fish.
He
had a boat.
No. I'm talking about the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
Ah, there we go.
So they are linked on here. Sustainable Development Goal 14.
I love it.
Is about life below water. So there you go. These are obviously illegal fishing activity. I see that. Illegal, unreported, and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing is on here.
Nice. The bad boys of the sea.
I mean, don't you think that's going to be related to this?
It could be. It could be.
Sustainable fishing. Factory ship is on here. Environmental impact of fishing. The United Nations Ocean Conference.
It's all sexy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Doesn't it really make you excited?
So there's the Marine Stewardship Council.
Yeah.
And Friend of the Sea.
You know, we should have asked where these folks are out of. Like if they're out of a particular
yeah, but we're not
place.
going to take a geographic route.
No, but it might have helped us know a little bit more about, I don't know. Might have helped us. Maybe not. Maybe not at all. In fact, you know what? It wouldn't have. I'm glad we didn't ask about it.
There's Global Fishing Watch. I mean, I feel like we're in the neighborhood here.
We are definitely in the neighborhood. I just don't know which door to knock on.
Well, you know what? Let go and let God. That's what I say.
The Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, or the IPBES. Oh man alive. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Worldwide Fund for Nature is linked on here. The WWF. You familiar with them? Yeah, what do you think? What do you like here? Tragedy of the Commons. Ooh, Tragedy of the Commons is in here. It's a good one. That's what overfishing is all related.
I mean, I like it. I just don't.
No, I don't think we should go there. I'm just. What do you like? What do you think? Where are you leaning?
I feel like we're so close, and we just need to click on the right thing, and that'll get us there.
Yeah. Hey, I think that's a great. That's a great observation.
I mean, I don't want to tip my hand as far as strategy goes. But
no.
That's,
yeah, you would.
That's what we should be doing. We should be clicking on the right link. Man, come on, Chad Smith. Where's your magic now?
I know, right? Thought he was really going to help us, but he did not. Yeah, I mean, Global Fishing Watch, a website launched in September 2016 in partnership to provide the world's first global view of commercial fishing activities. At any moment, 200,000 vessels are publicizing their locations. Probably not. Um, fishing industry, illegal fishing activity. I mean, that's where I'm leaning because
Illegal fishing activity?
that's what these folks are fighting against is illegal fishing activity, and I
Where
feel
and
like
where's that link?
so barriers to effective management is a section that you will find near the bottom. And you'll see that there's a link that's called illegal fishing activity, which takes you to illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Or there's a link that actually just has those words that you can follow to the same place.
Okay.
So that's my vote.
Well, we're in the same boat, so to speak. So let's go there. Illegal,
all right.
unreported, and unregulated fishing.
That's it.
All right, here we are.
And it's not as short of a page as I was worried it would be.
Ooh, thank God.
Unreported and unregulated. Gosh, typing this all out is a lot. Okay. So what do we see?
Oh, so many things.
Fishing industry, environmental crime. I see environmental crime.
Do you now?
Yeah. There's the Coast Guard vessels. Come on, where's the vigilantes of the sea?
Yeah, where are the pirates? Well, maybe we should go through piracy.
Ooh. Do you see a link to piracy?
Maybe.
Okay, enforcement, international laws, high seas. There's a design for an environmental protection patrol vessel.
Look at that. I see it.
Yeah.
I think I've caught up to you.
Yeah. But what I don't see
is the MV Sharpie.
The MV Sharpie or our Shepherds of the Sea. World Trade Organization. There's the Sustainable Development Goal 14 again. Back again.
There's the High Seas Task Force.
High Seas Task Force. Interesting. Oceania, Global Fishing Watch again, European Commission. Fisheries crime, I see down here.
Man,
human trafficking. Holy cow.
Wow. They got everything.
They sure, well, not everything.
Fair enough.
The Outlaw Ocean, Journeys Across the Last Untamed Frontier is a 2019 book by Ian Urbina about crime and extra-legal activity in international waters. There's a link to that. I just moused over to get all that information. It's gosh. Oh, wait. Hold on.
What's that?
Hold the phone.
What do you have there?
I have gone down to your wonderful links at the bottom.
Yes.
Opened up fishery science topics.
Yes.
Opened up fishery law, management, sustainability, and conservation, and there is a advocacy section where the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society is listed.
Well, let's click upon it, shall we?
I think so. I don't. Well, hold on. I want to make sure that the actual boat itself isn't on here somewhere before we click away. I don't think that it is, but just wanted
famous
to make
boats.
total sure. Yeah. No. Well, I wanted to make sure. I mean, you never know. No, I don't see it. Okay, let's go to the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. How's that sound?
I love it. Ooh, I see a link that says fleet of ships.
Oh, do you just?
Yeah. Oh my God.
What's that?
So under fleet of ships, the first paragraph lists the Sharpie. It is not linked.
No. What? Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Oh my God.
You know who is linked? Bob Barker.
No, he isn't.
He is.
What? Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
How about Chad Smith?
I'm not kidding at all. There's apparently an MY Bob Barker birthed at Circular Quay in Sydney, Australia.
That's crazy time.
Yeah, there you go.
I love their flag, by the way. Did you see their flag up here?
I did. Oh! On December 7th, 2017, the organization announced the acquisition of a third-class island-class cutter, thanks to a donation from Chris Sharp, a biotech businessman. The vessel was named MV Sharpie. Linked. We did it.
Hey, before we go there, Jethro, I want to point out that there's a thing on here that says, from the music industry, Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh my God. We clicked on the wrong Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Did we just hear drummer and we just weren't paying attention?
I mean, we've got the tape. We can go find out.
I mean,
and
sure
even if we did hear wrong, we're going to go back in and we're going to use AI to insert the wrong information, so we can still blame Rithwik for this.
That sounds like a great idea. I love it. But we've made it. We've made it to the MV Sharpie.
We have indeed.
Or Sharpay, as it is sometimes pronounced. So there we go. We did it. It is not a long page. So getting out of here will not be as easy as getting out of Taylor Swift once was.
No, it'll be very easy because we only need one link to click.
Yeah, I understand that, but it just won't give us as many options. I'm noticing now that I put all of our things in the wrong row. So I'm fixing that. It is fixed. All right. Okay. So let's see here. To get there from Taylor Swift, we went through Red Hot Chili Peppers, the wrong Red Hot Chili Pepper, Chad Smith, Hammerhead Shark, overfishing, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, and then the MV Sharpie. And if you were counting as I was speaking, you know that that was 7 links that it took us, our longest walk of the season so far, because our previous walks had both been 5.
Yeah.
So Jethro,
and in that spirit, I guessed 5 because I thought we were going to do 5s all the way through. Are you kidding me?
No.
We both guessed 5?
I thought for sure it was going to be the same because it had been 5, and so it made sense. That's unfortunate. Well, no, actually, it's quite fortunate. It just means that next week is going to be even more exciting, Jethro, as we try to walk from MV Sharpie off to parts unknown in Wikipedia, into the depths, if you will. And I'll tell you what, I want to give a special shout out to any Swifties that stuck around for this whole episode.
Absolutely.
Because they're the real heroes here. They're the real champions. They're not anti-heroes. They are actual heroes.
How are they heroes just because they like a musician?
They're heroes because they stayed and listened throughout this whole thing. They thought they were going to hear something about Taylor Swift, and they listened to us. That's what makes them the heroes.
That's true.
So thank you to all of you, and thank you, Jethro.
Cheers.
I'll see you next week.